Morning, folks. We're heading out to the build here and check out our progress or lack of progress. It's been almost 5 days. The rain's been pretty consistent in the rainy season here right now. At least the last 5 days it has. The rain has stopped our progress because right now we're actually trying to pour the 3 phases of the tie beams on the house. But like I keep saying, that rain has been it's been pretty tough, to be honest with you. So we're going to head out to the job site and see what progress has been made. The guys are trying, but they haven't been able to put the crew on because, like I said before, the weather has been hampering our build because we're pouring right now. We're at a critical stage of pouring those tie beams. So let's go down to the build and see what's going on. And you guys could check out our local commute from where we stay to our current build that we have going on.
After this, we're going to Ensley's house.
Yeah, we can do that. We can go check out progress. He's got a lot of, like I said before, he's got a lot of exciting stuff going on. They're putting the tile down, they're putting his door jambs in, getting ready to put a lot of the finished product into his house. He's at the exciting stage, expensive stage, but the exciting stage on his build where they're doing all the finishing work, doing everything from finishing his ceilings to and he's got, I don't know, I mean 20 plus different types of tile in the house, which is pretty awesome. And we're going to see if we can follow along in his build today when we get over there, because I know that since he's got a roof on, he's able to work full time. His crews, he's got a crew that can flip both inside and out, depending on how the weather is. That's a nice thing about having a roof on your build. This is the main highway here in Lipa City. You can see all the different driving styles here in the Philippines.
For the first time, it's not traffic.
This is extremely light for Lipa City. Thursdays and Fridays seem to be really, really good days for traffic, and you would think it's just the opposite. Usually I found out most of my drives toward the end of the week, traffic seems to accumulate, but it seems to be the opposite here for some reason, at least where we live at. As we scan over to the left side over here, you can see they actually have Krispy Kreme donuts in. You can see the Anytime Fitness gym, which is the best gym here in Lipa City. At least I think so. And they have we just passed the SM Mall on the right, and then to the right side over here you've got the Army Navy burger place. And then further up you can see the Robinson SM Mall over here, and there's a Shakey's to the right over here. This part of town has really got a lot going on. I mean, with the like, it's kind of like a strip mall in a sense on one side, with the big mall on the right, and different banks and businesses.
And then our favorite breakfast place is McDonald's. Actually, it's my husband's favorite place.
It's one of the few places around that you can get any type of like sausage or pancakes out here. Fortunately, they closed down the Pancake House because lack of business due to the COVID. So that's life. You just got to make the best out of it what you can. Adapt or find someplace else to live. These guys are great. Look at these.
Ouch.
These people they need to go back to some.
So, police. No.
I wouldn't call them police. I'd call them standing around and yakking on their phones all day. What do you want for breakfast, babe?
Same as usual, babe.
Which is
Pancakes. And let's see if the
cashier?
yeah, if she will cook English to you. Probably she will speak Tagalog again.
Good morning. Hey, can I have the sausage McMuffin with egg?
Sausage with egg.
Yeah, the breakfast, hash browns and drink.
With coffee na please.
Can I have orange juice, please?
Orange juice pa.
Yes, ma'am. And then your two-piece hotcakes.
Two-piece hotcake with orange juice pa.
You want orange
No,
juice?
I want a milk tea.
Oh, milk tea. No, just
No drinks, sir.
there's no milk tea.
No milk tea?
Nope.
Okay, orange juice.
Orange juice it is then with the pancakes. Did you want the hash browns or just the? You got it?
Very two-piece hotcake and cheese egg with pepper.
Say again? I'll tell you. I'll just meet you. I'll just meet you at the window, okay?
She always have a hard time.
Well, I don't speak Tagalog, and their English isn't. Some people's are pretty good, and you understand we're in the Philippines, so it's my bad for not speaking Tagalog.
Yeah, it's your turn to speak Tagalog, sweetheart. So our nose will not bleed. So, I think they have a checkpoint here. Maybe it's only for motorcycle. This is the restaurant that we like, Lipat Grill. Checkpoint day.
Looks like a phone check.
Phone check. Working in our site right now because it's not raining, but I can see that it's gonna rain soon again. That's pretty sad. I think because we have a low pressure here. Parking everywhere. Only in the Philippines. We are going inside now to Tia Maria. We finally arrived. We arrived here about maybe 30 to 45 minutes, but today we came early because there is no traffic. Thanks God. So here we go. We usually, if it's traffic, we
Well, you can hear that rain going. We're actually shooting underneath an umbrella here, and it's been raining hard. We've been out at the site.
Finally, we've arrived.
2 or 3 times
See if
with all the rain going on.
Working in our site right now. Finally,
But
I
there
see
hasn't
somebody
been
there.
been the ability for us to get out and really show you all the
First
progress
of all,
because they
we're
haven't
going
been able to do the
our
pouring.
breakfast before we gonna
show
do
you over
our
here.
shooting.
They haven't been able to do the pouring on the tie beams because of all the concrete. They've only got one section poured on there, and they actually pour in 3 different sections. Now let's go over here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. You can see that the mixers are quiet, nothing's going on here, and like I said, we're in the rainy season in the Philippines, so that's kind of like the way it is out here. But you can see that far section over there, along that back stretch, is the only section that's been poured. They've got the tie beams in place for about 90% of the build right now, and we're waiting for this rain to subside so they can finish forming them and then pour them. They were already supposed to be poured. This time, when I talked to our builder last week, they were already planning on having this completely poured, and the excavator would have been in actually working and filling these ground foundations where they're at. If you look inside the trenches where the foundation is, they're pretty wet. These aren't too bad. Let me go around here. But they've got small lakes on some of them. But you can see the only section that they poured is right there. And that's one of the prime reasons we haven't been out on site, is because it's really not been enough to share with you folks on the progress because of the stage. So we don't have a roof on our build like our neighbor across the street. We've got a lot of exciting stuff going on over there, and we'll head over there and let you know what's going on with them. You can see they're laying tile. Got a lot of different bunches of tile that are going over there. Pretty exciting. I'm excited for them. I know he is too, but you can see the progress on ours, and you can hear that rain in the background. It's been raining since about midnight, and it's roughly about 10 a.m. right now. It's been raining all night. Like I said, last 2 or 3 days it's been raining, so it's been tough for us. You can see all the junk and all the wood cuttings that are back there. It's pretty amazing all the stuff that goes on the build, and you don't realize it until you're involved into it on a day-to-day basis. But that's the life, man. You gotta kind of mellow it out. At first I used to have a lot of ups and downs on it, because we're waiting to move in. We're renting and waiting to move in, and you can't move in until you get this stuff taken care of. There's the wife. Wife's on a build here. Net's on site. No one's working today on our build because of all the rain. Well, folks, you can see they've actually got the mixer going. You can see it in the background, and then you can also see where the crews up there is hoisting is actually taking the concrete mix after it's been done. And first of all, they bring the materials up, and they actually pour the cement and the sand into the mixer. And then they add their water to it, like they're doing now. And then they get their mix right consistency that they like it at, and then it goes into the, after that they dump it into the mix box, and then from there they shovel it into buckets, and they do an assembly type of setup where they just keep hoisting the concrete up to the guys. It's a very tough, physical, very a lot of labor involved in that. You can see those buckets are heavy, full of concrete, and they have their machine over there that generates air into the actual tie beams itself. It helps push the concrete into the areas that are tough for the concrete to flow, because our builder uses a mix that's not as watery as a lot of the other builders here in the Philippines. That's one of his pet peeves, so he's constantly pushing that mix texture into all of his builds, and like I said, it's a pet peeve of his. So looks like they're having some issues there getting that hose hooked up onto the machine over there, but the concrete is pouring. So it's a tough, very labor intensive process for these guys. That's why it takes as many of it does. I mean, it'd be nice to have a pump and shoot that all in, but it's way too expensive to come out here to do these sections. That's why they pour them in sections at a time. It'd be nice to set them all up and pour at one time, but it's not going to happen out here for sure. We're going to see when they do the actual second floor restore, when they pour that, whether they can get a pump in here, because the issues, let me swing this over for you. I don't know if you can see them, but all the wires that run along the front of the house make it really tough to get a concrete pump in here with the angles they need to be able to reach the whole portion of the build. Was talking to the builder yesterday, and they're going to go ahead and get one of the guys out here that handle those concrete pumps, and see if it can be done, because it would be nice to be able to do the one floor. It gets done like in a half a day. They get a whole crew out here. They get bring in a ton of guys, and then they go ahead and have that concrete roll up in sites. They probably have minimum four trucks, maybe even 5, and they push that out in a little over a half a day, and these guys knock that whole second floor out. So that's a big plus, that if you can have it done that way. Plus, it makes the pours of the concrete itself are a lot more consistent. The finishes and stuff are a lot better, because everything is poured at one time, and it's a lot more even. You're not patching one section into another. But again, it all depends on whether that concrete pump can get out here and actually get out underneath those wires and get all the angles that they need to make that happen. But you can see what's going on now. You can see they keep hoisting those buckets up one after another, keep pumping them into those tie beams, and they've got it. If they get this section poured, the only other section they got to do is the front section toward the garage and office area up there. And once that's completed, and then they can go from there and start continuing to go up, keep that roof going. At least get that goal of getting that roof on where they don't have these issues. But I figure by the time that roof is done, we'll be out of the rainy season. So I don't know how much that's going to help us. But anytime you can get out of the rain here in the Philippines, or get out from under the elements, where you can go inside the house or you can go outside the house for your build, that's a big plus. And the progress continues to go on.